For the time being, I'll put in a small 2.5 inch hard drive that I have that I got from one of my other machines, and I'll use that for my operating system playground for now. This was the hard drive that was in Talon, going to be renamed soon, my Alienware Alpha, the computer that was my main desktop there for quite a few years. So this is the original drive from that. It's kind of slow and probably kind of on its way out because it was used for quite a few years before I got that SSD. But for now, this will help me get going. Before I go clonezilla this bitch, though, I'm gonna go ahead and see what Windows 7 sees, just to remind myself what's on this drive. If I remember correctly, it should be, if I turn the monitor on, it should be some Xbox 360 data, because I'm not sure if this newer drive is going to be faster than what I've got in there. This drive here, it says it's a 7200 RPM drive, and this one right here is a 5400 RPM drive. So this drive, even though it's newer and smaller, it's actually slower. But I'm not well, I mean, I don't have a proper SSD right now, so music trans. Oh, I think I was using it for music transfer when I was setting up my Mac Mini. Yeah, that was a little while ago. I think all these files are on Talon right now. And if not, that's not a huge deal. I mean, it would suck to lose the original files off of this drive, but I'm pretty sure I copied those files and didn't move them. And in any case, they should be pretty much the same files as I got on my Mac Mini right now, so I think I'm good to format this. It would suck to lose all of those files, but all those songs, well, most of them, if not all of them, should be all finished songs. Alright, so we're going to transfer this Windows 7 install from an 80 gig, 7200 RPM, 3.5 inch drive to a 500 gig, 5400 RPM, 2.5 inch drive. Is it gonna see the hard drive? Okay, it was fun. Oh, I was a little worried there that it wouldn't see the hard or the USB because I have both the USB and the hard drive plugged in. But no, looks like we're good. Okay, seems to be reading all the drives all right. All right, we're gonna do this again, except this time not with a Lemon SSD. Now, device. If I can get my hands on an actually new SSD a little bit later, I'm going to go ahead and do this process again. So this stuff that I'm doing here, I'm going to do the exact same thing with the solid state drive. Disk to local disk, gotcha. 2 disks. Right, local disk as source. That's the 80 gig drive. This 500 gig drive is the target. We're going to go ahead and skip the check and choose when to reboot. Looks like there was an EFI partition on there, but it should be entirely MBR considering we're talking about Windows 7 here. It's just going to ask me again, just in case. The JMI contact. That's the one that's going to be destroyed. That is this drive. That should be good. Do you want to clone the bootloader? Yes. Yes, definitely going to need that. Alright, both of those drives should be going here pretty quick. Man, I really got to look into a fan replacement for that. I'll put up with that fan noise for now, but that's gonna drive me nuts if I'm gonna more regularly use that computer. Alright, I'm not going to touch that until it's done, so I will be back. Alright, Clonezilla is done, so I'm just going to go ahead and power off the machine. Alright. I might want to get a 2.5-inch to 3.5-inch adapter, but for now, I'll just kind of put the hard drive in there. I don't plan on moving this, PC a whole lot while I don't have everything installed. So I'm gonna go ahead, put everything back in the way it was. So here's the open face hard drive sandwich I have going on. Alright. Right, that's all nice and plugged in. It should just work. Yeah, that noise is definitely coming from this fan that I have my finger on. It's not so bad when it has pressure on it, but it is loud when it doesn't have pressure on it. That's annoying. Alright. Let's get back to Windows 7 here. And I doubt that hard drive is going to be actually faster than the drive that I just took out, but we'll see. It might be a little bit faster, actually. Maybe. Maybe not. The heck? Mouse wasn't working there for a second. I mean, that was kind of fast. Toshiba, blah, 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 ATA device. I mean, looked like everything loaded to me. What changes? I didn't make any changes. Probably needs to swap out the drive, the hard drive driver or something. Who knows? This is Windows we're talking about. They don't tell us what they're doing half the time, if not more, in more modern systems. Alright, Windows 7. Man, it's been a long time since I've used 7. Does this thing have wireless? I'm not even sure if this has a wireless card, because it's not showing up anything wireless. Device manager once more. I'm looking for wireless stuff. Network adapters. It does have gigabit Ethernet. That's cool, but it doesn't appear to have Wi-Fi, which is okay. I like to use my devices wired anyways, but that's kind of weird actually now I'm thinking about it. Like, I know this computer still came out in the Vista/7 era, but there definitely should be some kind of Wi-Fi. Well, that means I'm gonna have to grab a network cable. One moment. Alright, network cable acquired. Its length is totally freaking overkill, considering my router is right over there. You might be able to see that actually. Yeah, you can a little bit. But that's the only thing I have free at the moment, because every other short one is being used. I do need to get some shorter cables. This is a bit ridiculous. So I should be able to just slap that in right there, and we're not going to tell if it's working until I plug in the other side. Got a little network switch right here for more ports. We should be able to just slide. Come on. Should be able to slide it right in. That's what she said. Alright, I've got activity lights. We should be on the network. There we go. It's doing things. This is a home network. Network 2, huh? Guess network 1 would be whatever business internet this was connected to. Yeah, now we've got a bigger hard drive in this thing. I was kind of hoping for the SSD, but like honestly, this drive performance not bad. Could be because it's a much lighter operating system in terms of disk usage. Windows 10 was unusably sluggish on that other on town. But at the same time, I have a lot of programs on that machine, so that could be part of it too. Still thinks it's 2012. Let's go ahead and change that. March 26th, 2022. So a little under 10 years after the default date on this thing. Oh, the time zone is not correct. Central America. Yeah, I believe I got this from a state in that time zone. I think it was Minnesota. I'm gonna correct that time there. You know, that machine is a little loud, but all things considered, it's not quite as loud as I expected it to be. That might be a bit different here once we get some stuff going. I want to see, because I know Windows 7 is technically end of life now, but I want to see if spyware and virus 2803. 2,803 days. 3 divided by 365. Holy crap. Yeah, this thing hasn't been touched for like 8 years, which makes sense because this kind of machine was obsoleted even before Windows 7 was end of life. So, yeah, it's been quite some time. No data received. What do you mean? Come on, it's google.com. There we go. I want to see if I can go ahead and install Portal on this machine. Oh, and I do have an Xbox 360 controller. I could use that too. Want to see if I can install Steam and install Portal, even though I believe Windows 7 might not be a supported platform anymore. I know XP isn't. That would be interesting to see. God, Windows 7, it's been years. Literal years since I last used this operating system. Last time I used this operating system, I believe I was in high school. Partway through going through high school, we got Chromebooks introduced into our ecosystem. So as soon as soon as those Chromebooks happened, we basically didn't touch most of the computer lab stuff unless we were doing things that specifically needed Windows, like CAD software. Sometimes I forget just how old Windows 7 is. And this is even older than that, and that's what this machine originally came with. Okay, it at least sees the Steam servers, and it's downloading the latest update. 2,803 years ago. Years. No, that would be a little too far for this machine. 2,800 days ago. That's crazy. And, you know, I'd feel safe bringing my iMac G3 onto the internet just because Mac OS 9 is so unsupported that there's probably no active viruses or other kinds of malware actively circulating on the internet. But Windows 7, that's a little different. There are a lot of programs that require anything newer than 7, but there's still a lot out there that can work with as far back as XP. So I do have to be careful with this operating system. Even though I don't have to be careful with my iMac G3, because even if I wanted to do any serious online work, it wouldn't frickin' work because that thing has roots in the late 90s. Of course, this operating system technically does too, but that's talking differences with kernel age and blah blah blah, boring bullcrap that I don't want to get into with this video, even though I've already been trying to film this video for 45 minutes with a break to go to Walmart in between, and Walmart doesn't have their customer service desk open at reasonable hours for night shift workers, but then it would make sense at the same time because not everybody works night shift, and you probably don't want to have a Walmart open past 10 o'clock anyways. Ugh. I'm sorry, this video has like turned into a rant against Walmart, even though what they're doing is entirely reasonable. I'm just tired of being on night shift, and that's a big reason why I want Cobalt Retrotech to be my full-time job, is I can have whatever friggin' hours I want, and I don't have to bitch about being employed elsewhere. Of course, being a YouTuber in and of itself does have its disadvantages, but hey, what are you gonna do? It'd at least be on not night shift. I mean, if I absolutely really wanted to, I could be on night shift as a YouTuber, but that's a whole lot of inconvenient right there. Man, this is taking longer than I expected. I know it's a hard drive, but come on, man. Yeah, things have happened since I started this, but it's being a little slow. I'm just trying to open Task Manager again. It is using some of the CPU and a decent amount of the RAM, but it doesn't look like the bottleneck is our CPU. However, it is sitting between 25 and 50, 60% CPU usage just trying to install Steam. So I don't hold out any hope to be running games like Borderlands 2. I think Portal 1 is going to be our cap here, which is going to be frustrating if Portal doesn't work, because that's pretty much the oldest Steam game that I have. Ooh, I do have the Oddbox. I could probably do that. That could probably work. Although they are the HD versions, because the HD versions, for some reason, overwrote the standard definition regular versions of those games, at least on the 3D side. That was clearly the X button. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and log into my account. Alright, just logged into my Steam account. Yeah, from all accounts and purposes, between the control center information and everything, I think this install is a brand new install. Somebody misspelled user, which is funny. Aside from the misspelling of user, I'm pretty sure that this was actually wiped. Looks like there's a few files on here that I didn't download. Yeah, last modified in 2014. They were probably setting up this computer when they were like, hey, we just need new ones, you know? Probably. I'm not seeing anything that's pretty weird. What is this? Is this a driver? That could be a driver. That looks like it could be a driver. Oh, yeah. User account control. Those were the days. I mean, it's still in Windows, but this is like a whole different kind of thing. Looks like it's something from Microsoft, so it looks like some sort of driver. Windows 8 RT. What? Not only is Windows 8 RT a deprecated operating system at this point, that's an ARM operating system. Why the heck do I have a setup program for an ARM version of Windows that's clearly on an Intel? version of Windows. That's weird. So we've got Portal. Come on. Portal. Come on, Steam. Oh, it's because this program is doing things. Oh, yeah, that's just a .NET package. I don't need that. Whatever game I want to use on Steam will get that .NET package. No. I don't want that. Yes, I am sure that I don't want that. I can tell Steam is a bit too new for this class of hardware, because it's still a little slow. But, not only am I doing this on a 5400 RPM hard drive, at least I'm pretty sure it's 54. Actually, that might be 7200. But either way, not only am I doing this on a hard drive, we're doing this on a literal Pentium. This is a Pentium processor. Alright, I believe that's starting to download now. It definitely said gigabit Ethernet. I don't know. Our limit's probably how fast the hard drive can go. Probably. Because I'm paying for well above 12 megabits, 12 megabytes, 16 megabytes. It's probably, yeah, it's probably slow because of how fast the processor can go, plus the speed of the hard drive, both being somewhat lacking. It's still downloading pretty quick though. I mean, I remember waiting like 10, 20 or 30 minutes for smaller games like Portal to download on my Xbox 360 over 10 years ago. So, yeah. Loading times have gotten a lot faster, even though this isn't going nearly as fast as my internet usually allows me to go. Yeah, and then we had a little spot right here where it drops. It's probably just the hard drive catching up with the cached files or something. Waiting for old operating systems to do things. It really gets my bisque off. I'm sorry, that was a bad joke. But yeah, it's verifying at this point. We should be good to go with testing Portal here once it does everything that it needs to do. Okay, looks like it was done installing. It might need to set up some library stuff, but it should be good to go. Oh, I've got Chrome running. I should probably close that. Free up some memory. Bringing back memories of macOS and struggling to get an MP3 player, MP3 file running. That was a fun video to make, and so is this one. Although it has a touch of Walmart salt. 2010. I thought this game came out in 2007. Oh, maybe it's an updated. Yeah, it's got to be the updated version. Something along those lines. Yeah, I don't miss hard drives. I love the sound of hard drives, but I don't miss having to wait for them to load. Ooh, what's another game I could do with this machine, potentially? Spore. But, I want to play some Portal first. That's not right. Let me try and turn some stuff down. Yeah, it's probably running off of my max settings I can use on some of my other machines. Apply. Is that gonna help? Maybe not. Okay. What happens if I turn down the resolution to 768p. Will that help? No, that just made the resolution really weird. 640 by 480. That's probably not going to change anything. Nope, it just made everything real small. But it'll probably run the best at around this kind of resolution, but that's really, really cramped. Yeah, I'm not sure if this artifacting is because my hardware can't deal with it or if it's a driver issue. I might have to check again after updating the drivers here if I can't even find updates. Oh, dear lord, this looks like crap. I mean, I don't know, this could also be a sign of corrupted files. Seems to be running okay, though. Was that the command for that? I think so. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it seems to be running alright, 50, 60 FPS. What was the command to enable cheats? I used to know that because I used to play Portal on PC a lot. Portal and Portal 2, and I even dabbled with Gmod a little bit, but apparently I have gone long enough to forget how to enable cheats. How do I enable cheats in the original Portal on PC?
One moment. I found this on the web.
Thanks, Siri. SV underscore cheats 1, that's right. Okay, yeah, that's not right. Oh, that didn't type in right. No clip.
And we are now ready to begin the
Whoa, okay then.
Before we start, however, keep in mind that although fun and learning are the primary goals of all enrichment center activities, serious injuries may occur. For your own safety and the safety of others, please
This is definitely not.
Stand back. The portal will open in 3, 2, 1.
Man, this has got to be a driver thing, because this is definitely not right.
After completing each test. First, however, note the incandescent particles.
Shut up, GLaDOS. Can I turn off dialogue? Game volume. Captioning, sound quality. I can't just turn off.
Across the exit.
Okay, shut up. Okay. Alright, there's a zero, gravity gun. Yeah, this has got to be some kind of weird driver thing. I would not say this is playable. I'm not even talking about the FPS here. I'm talking about what is clearly a driver issue, and that did not work. I was trying to grab the cube with the gravity gun through the portal, but apparently that doesn't work. Kind of like these graphics aren't working and running at a very low frame rate. What the heck just happened? Does the gravity gun not like to work with portals? It's kind of weird. Understandable, but weird. What? Okay, I'm learning things about this game. Yeah, man, I've ran Portal on a laptop from the Vista era a long time ago, and I know for certain that even that PC didn't run Portal this badly. So I'm thinking this is either a driver thing. Oh, excuse me, that was my oven. Uh, I'm thinking this is either some kind of driver issue or. Oh, wait, I went through the wrong thing. This is either a driver issue or this hardware just can't properly play this game. It could also be both, actually. It could be both. It's hard to play this game with the trackpad.
Perfect. Please move quickly to the chamber lock, as the effects of prolonged exposure to the button are not part of this test.
Yeah, this definitely does not look right, especially the elevator section. That's a whole lot of what the fuck. And that elevator did not look closed. Holy crap. I don't mind the suboptimal frame rate. It's all of these graphics artifacts that I can't stand. I'm going to go ahead and scrub the Dell website to see if they have any updated drivers that might fix the problem. So I'm on Dell's website here for drivers. Funnily enough, it doesn't look like it has Windows 7 drivers. So it's probably using Vista drivers, which might explain part of these problems that I am experiencing with slowdown or other stuff like that. So I'm actually gonna go ahead. I think I have an XP. I think I have an XP ISO around here somewhere. If I don't, I think I'm gonna go ahead and grab one from the internet and make an actual DVD of that image. Alright, give me a moment. Just looking through the files of my server, which, by the way, I found out that you can connect to a Samba server using the default file app on iPad OS, which is really cool. But as you see down here, I happen to have an ISO of Windows XP Surface Pack 3 with SATA support, which is exactly what I need. Well done, 2019 me. Well done. All right, I'm going to go ahead and burn that to a DVD. Let's not drop my iPad. Okay, I actually wonder if I can image burn, download that program, and over here, I want to see if I can connect to that server. I mean, it's Windows 7. It should be able to support Samba stuff like that. Well, this is the computer. There's my server. I have yet to rename that PC, but it's ZoroArk now, and not Shadow Fox. Can it not let me use my file server? Oh, okay. I must have typed the password in wrong. But now I can download that image burn program. Okay, in a site like this, you got to be careful. This is the kind of crap that can get you in some major trouble with older operating systems like this. And my trackpad doesn't like me. I want to download that program. Please let me do so. No. Fack. Okay. Okay. Use the mirror provided by ImageBurn to download ImageBurn, because the other ones are frankly a little shady. These keyboards, these RII keyboards, the RE keyboards, the keyboard itself is alright, although it does kind of sometimes miss keystrokes. This trackpad is ass. So I got ImageBurn. Here's my files with my file servers. I can navigate to my disk images, my operating systems, Windows, and I got XP Service Pack 3 with SATA. Gonna copy that to the desktop. Not gonna take too long, and I'm gonna go grab a CD. DVD drive appears to be working. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's a lot healthier than the one that's on my G3. Destination, blah blah blah. Select the file. It should be on my desktop. It's not letting me write it. Why isn't it letting me write it? Is it because that CD, for some reason, already has data on it when it should be brand new? It could be. Actually, let me try and find a different one. Alright, grabbed another one. It should totally be blinked. It's a little bit scratched up, but it should otherwise work absolutely fine and should not have any files on it. That is a CD-ROM, right? I mean, it did look different from the rest of the DVDs. Yeah, that's a CD. So I'm going to go ahead and burn the Windows XP SP3 image with SATA support. Oh, that's my timer. Let's go ahead and write the CD. And it's going to take a while. Even though it's a relatively small image, it's still spinning optical media. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, that Windows XP disk has finished burning. Now I'm gonna go ahead and partition this disk. This keyboard is driving me nuts. No, that was left click, not right click. There we go. Looks like our original Windows 7 install only took up to about the 80 gig mark. So I'm going to go ahead and make another 80 gig partition. Okay, it's going to be a little bit under 80 gigabytes, but hey, the other one is a little under 80 as well. Right, here's the disk I just burned. You can see it's mostly used and slightly transparent, which is actually kind of cool. One thing I don't know is whether or not the version of XP is x64 based, but at the same time, Windows XP doesn't have a whole lot of 64-bit support, but there is a 64-bit version of XP. Now we got CD labeled. It's not going to let us install it from Windows 7 because it knows that 7 is newer than XP, but I want to install XP anyways because I think XP will have better driver support than 7. Which is kind of weird considering this machine came out in the Vista era. You'd think they could take the new driver architecture that came out with Vista and make better drivers for 7, but apparently they never did. Not sure what happened there, but we're installing XP now. And that CPU ID stuff that would help us install some older operating systems, which technically speaking, this is an older operating system, so that should help. Optical drives, man. Brings me way back. I remember a long time ago, before I had any of my current PCs, I used to reinstall Windows 7 a lot because the hard drive on my Alienware M17X was probably dying, kind of like this 80 gigs drive that Windows 7 was installed on, because it was always really, really slow. And actually, now that I know how slow a hard drive can be between the one that it came with this computer and my iMac, I'm actually kind of thinking that the hard drive that I have in that computer, in this computer right now, is actually kind of fast, considering running Windows 7 off of that drive is actually not unbearable. Not ideal, because I wish I had that friggin' SSD, thanks Walmart. But it's better than I thought, to be honest. No, NVIDIA drivers. I mean, this doesn't. I don't think this has an NVIDIA chip on it. Does it have any? No, I thought it was integrated graphics. That might be just loading a bunch of things just to load a bunch of things. Who knows? Yeah, this is taking a while. Well, that didn't take too much longer than pausing the video there. Okay. Is this setup disk probably takes a little bit longer to start the setup just because it has so many newer drivers that Windows XP doesn't normally come with. I could just go here, push enter, because it's a partition that I've already made, and that is our exactly 80,000 megabytes partition. I still don't know if this is 32-bit or 64-bit, but considering it hasn't said specifically 64-bit, it's probably a 32-bit version. Which, considering the fact that I only have 30 or 2 gigabytes of RAM, isn't really that big of a deal. Now, if I had 4 gigs or more, then that would start becoming a problem. But as far as I am aware, this shouldn't be much of a problem unless I turn the multi-core support back on, and that gives this version of XP some problems, which could be the case. I'm gonna need to replace that system battery, and I really hope that's a CR2032 or something like that rather than a Varda battery, because the Varda is gonna friggin' suck. Gotta load all this crap all over again. Alright. Alright, I think I'm ready to start installing XP. It's gonna look at the disk, and hopefully it will be installed here pretty soon. And if somehow the sound works, and hopefully the video will at least somewhat work too, we can hear the setup assistant music. I really need to get the battery replaced. It's starting to get really annoying. Well, good thing I made backup of that Windows 7 install. Sort of. Is this gonna run the whole thing again? Oh, it's gonna run the whole thing again. Alright. Okay, the XP installer keeps hanging at this point after the load from CD thing. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on here. Yeah, it's starting to beep at me. And I'm pretty sure the Windows 7 install is borked. Good thing I have a copy of it. Alright, let's go ahead and wipe the hard drive and install XP. If we wipe the entire hard drive, it should, in theory, work. Yeah, I wanted to triple boot XP 7 and Ubuntu, but it looks like it's not gonna want to dual boot between XP and 7 if I'm installing XP first. Alright, well, let's go ahead and nuke the drive. Normally I wouldn't want to nuke a drive like this, but I have a copy. I have a copy of these partitions, or the Windows 7 partition at least. I don't know why it needs to spin up the CD drive if it's formatting a hard drive, but okay. There's probably a way easier way to set up dual booting. Well, I know there is a way. The easiest way, and I know how to dual boot, is to have all the Windows systems in place first, then install a Linux system which will put grub in the bootloader instead of the proprietary AF Microsoft bootloader. So my order of operations should probably be install XP, clone over 7, and then install Linux? Question mark? There we go. That's a little bit more better of an angle. Let's see, we got cursor. Oh, yeah, this is the part where it's unofficial, where it's like the Service Pack 3 and the blah, 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 blah. You can tell because it's using 7-zip and not a proprietary Microsoft thing. Ah, here we go. An exciting new look. Yeah, XP is like 20 years old at this point. I doubt the look is new. But it is still a good look. I'd wager to say that although the design is a little bit antiquated at this point, it still looks pretty good. It still looks pretty good. Yeah, if you take a look at, let's say, macOS 9.2.2, it looks like it's from the 90s. And that's because it pretty much is from the 90s. Granted, by the time my iMac G3 came out, Mac OS X was already a thing. So, I guess that's kind of a moot-ish point. But then again, my iMac G3 came with 64 megabytes of RAM, and that's definitely, well, pretty certain that it's not enough for Mac OS X. Yeah, 37 minutes to complete installation. That's probably going to take that long. Yes. Additional setup information. Yeah, that'll work. Ooh, a name for this computer. Let's see. It's probably going to be a nerd thing because Talon, my Alienware Alpha, is named after a living ship in a show called Farscape. Zora Arc is named after a Pokemon. So is the Mac Mini, being Meltan. Still have to name a lot of my other devices because I haven't gotten around to it. But, what should this Clippy? Gotta be. It's Clippy. It's Clippy. This computer is now called Clippy. Absolutely. All right, here we go. We're gonna see if this will work. It's a good start. Okay, that's where we were before. Okay, good start. I don't think we have sound quite yet. Oh, that's a bummer. Um, Did I do that right? Did I just skip over something? I feel like I just skipped over something. Okay. Well, we're loading into XP now. Hey, Windows XP. There must have been something a little bit weird with that 7 installation because XP is responding to the Windows key a lot more than 7 was. That's weird. Oh, shoot. Does XP not? I don't think XP. Okay, stop it with the pop ups! I don't think XP sees the Ethernet chipset. Which. Oh, wait, hold on a second. I was just about to. There's no search! Yeah, this was definitely a 2009 or 2010 machine because according to Dell's website, the support, the warranty support for this machine ended October 29th, 2011. So either it had a 1 year warranty and was a 2010 machine, or it had a 2 year warranty being a 2009 machine. Either way, this thing is old. Alright, I've got a couple of drivers on here. First and foremost, we've got Ethernet, and then I think I found a Dell update program that could also help us figure that out. If it's not just an update program for a separate program. Got. Oh, yeah, this was on the Clonezilla thing, so I just kind of nuked it. Don't really need it right now. Getting everything running on the XP machine, Clippy, is a little bit more important. I can always reflash the image. All right. I accept the terms. Cobalt, RetroTech, yes. All right, cool. Complete install. All right, Ethernet drivers. Do I need to restart for XP to see that I'm online? I might. Kind of like how that's just a laptop optical drive in a desktop. No, I don't want the tour right now. Why isn't it seeing the internet? Kind of need those Ethernet drivers to work. I put in the exact tag. Will it just work? There we go. It's asking me to restart. It didn't last time. That's weird. Maybe it didn't, like, fully mark everything is done or something to that effect? No clue. Just in case, I have my laptop on standby in case I need to download more drivers. And of course, babysit this thing because it can't boot up on its own because of the battery being dead. Poor little baby can't boot on its own. I'm still not seeing the Ethernet thing here. So I can try out the other driver slash program I have on here while I look for something else. Oh. Well, I know that Windows can see the PC speaker, apparently. apparently that's meant more for DOS? Question mark? Even though it says that programs should run under 8 and older, I think I'm gonna need to install 2 programs for that to actually work. Okay, so these two are Ethernet drivers. Oh dear lord, it says even MS-DOS 6.2x. Jeez. I didn't know that this system was that much of a legacy system. Holy crap. Is it it's doing something. I think it set up the Ethernet driver. It's kind of working. All I want to do is to get the network working so I can go on Dell's website on the machine that I'm trying to get to work properly. But no. I gotta say though, this monitor looks great over DVI. I wonder what's the maximum resolution I could do on the default display driver. 1028 by 1024, really? Okay, it could apparently handle that, but I want to be able to see. 800 by 600 works, but there we go. That's a bit better. I don't know what I'm gonna do if I can't get that Ethernet port working. Network adapters. It says it's an 825 blah 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 gigabit network adapter. So why isn't it working? Why isn't it working? It should be working. It's supposed to work for XP. Things just not working seems to be the theme for today. Because grabbing that DVI cable so I can actually use this system took longer than it was supposed to. And then Walmart gave me a lemon of an SSD, so I have to wait till tomorrow to get an actually new SSD. ASF agent? Is that what I need to install? Come on. You gonna do something? Oh no, it's not responding. Oh no! Oh, it's okay. No. I've already installed it? Question mark? Oh crap, I opened it a bunch of times, didn't I? It's like working, but also not. This is infuriating. I'm surprised that this driver is supposed to work with DOS. So if it can work with DOS, it can work with XP. Especially since it friggin' says XP in this driver name. Remove? I guess. I mean, it's not working anyways. Okay. Maybe you didn't install the drivers right first time around? Okay, is it gonna work now? Oh, okay, I'll just give it a minute and see what happens. I think I figured it out. The default, whoa. The default behavior for local area connections is to hide that icon from the taskbar. I hope that means things will work. Says it's just local. Why am I not getting an IP address? Yes. Properties. Oh, yeah, TCP over IP. Damn it. Well, okay. I think that's going to be it for this machine today. I'm going to definitely be doing some more parts, at least two, maybe three, depending on how much of a fight that this thing puts up. But for now, I think we're just going to leave it here. I've got some socials linked in the description below. I also have a Patreon if you want to support this channel a little bit more directly. Speaking of Patreon, I've got to thank my Kilo supporter, Indian Mac, for helping make Cobalt Retro Tech possible. Thank you. I've got some music that I also do too, Cobalt Heart and stuff. And with all that being said,